Although February is the shortest month of the year, that doesn't mean it's short on great games to play, which is perfect because you're gonna need something to do after you get stood up on Valentine's Day. Here are 9 of the biggest games releasing in February 2023. Set in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy is a single-player RPG where players get to experience life as a student at the esteemed wizarding school. The game is set in the 1900s, 100 or so years prior to the original book series, and has an original story created by the development team at Avalanche Software. This unfortunately means you won't run into Harry, Ron, or Hermione during your time at Hogwarts, but you will get to create your own character, get sorted into a house, attend classes, and forge your own, wait for it, legacy. But the game is more than just schoolwork. Your character will get to explore the Hogwarts castle and the surrounding areas, trying to solve its many secrets and mysteries under the direction of Professor Fig. While not directly involved with Hogwarts Legacy, J.K. Rowling and her anti-transgender stance have plagued the game and everything related to Harry Potter. The developers have taken the step of making it clear that Rowling had no direct involvement in Hogwarts Legacy. But for the complete story, read GameSpot's J.K. Rowling's anti-transgender stance and Hogwarts Legacy. I'll leave a link to the article in the description. Hogwarts Legacy is releasing on current and previous generation consoles as well as PC on February 10th. Atomic Heart, the debuted game from developer Mundfish, is a first-person shooter that takes place in an alternative reality 1955. The USSR has defeated Nazi Germany thanks to advances in robotics, and now the Soviet Union is using that tech to make everyday life easier. That is, until AI turns on the humans and starts killing everyone. Classic. The gameplay of Atomic Heart will have you firing weapons with one hand and supernatural powers with the other in true BioShock fashion. Although it may give the impression of a Wolfenstein run-and-gun shooter, early previews of the game have shown that it mixes its FPS action with some Souls-like inspiration, so get ready to practice patience while you wait for each opportune moment to strike an enemy. You can travel back in time with Atomic Heart on February 21st for current and previous gen consoles as well as PC. Lightfall is the Year 6 expansion for Destiny 2 that features a new story set in the neon cyberpunk city of Neomuna on planet Neptune, where people who escaped the collapse created a metropolis over the past centuries without the last city knowing. Lightfall will include new enemies and allies, another darkness subclass called Strand, and updated in-game features. In an effort to help new Destiny 2 players transition from new light missions into the rest of the content, Bungie is introducing Guardian ranks. This is a knowledge ladder where players can progress through different ranks that guide them through the game. According to the game's director, Joe Blackburn, Lightfall is, quote, the beginning of the end of the Light and Darkness saga. And for those who have been following the story for some time now, it's a big deal. Current and last generation console owners as well as PC players can jump into Lightfall when it becomes available on February 28th. Wanted Dead is a third-person slasher shooter hybrid from the makers of Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. You play as Lieutenant Hannah Stone, member of the Hong Kong police force Zombie Unit, and it's your mission to get to the bottom of a major corporate conspiracy. In order to find the answers you're searching for, you'll use a wide variety of melee moves and take out enemies from afar with ARs, SMGs, LMGs, and grenade launchers. There are over 50 unique finishing moves to help you complete your police work with style as you battle your way through this low-tech, retro, cyberpunk dystopian city. You can dive into this, quote, love letter to the 6th generation of consoles when Wanted Dead drops on February 14th for PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. Originally released on the GameCube, Tales of Symphonia follows Lloyd and Colette as they journey to save the world from darkness. The duo will meet a number of allies along their journey, like the wandering aristocrat Zelos and Priscilla, a lumberjack who lost her emotions. Together, they will make sure that Colette, the current chosen one, can climb the Tower of Salvation and defeat the evil Decians. Tales of Symphonia Remastered will feature up to 4-player co-op for its real-time combat, letting you and your friends cast magic and defeat enemies together. Relive this beloved entry in the Tales franchise when it comes to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on February 17th. Similar to Capcom's Monster Hunter series, Wild Hearts tasks you with hunting down the furious kimono beasts that inhabit the dangerous landscape of Azuma, and places a big focus on using technology and stylish combat to slay these gigantic creatures. In our hands-on preview for the game, Kyle Hilliard said, quote, "Wild Hearts will feel familiar to fans of hunting games like Monster Hunter, but I walked away impressed with how big a swing this game is from Omega Force and EA. It doesn't look or particularly play like any game the developer or publisher typically releases, and I'm excited to experiment more with the crafting system. It's the mechanic that will help Wild Hearts stand out from the crowd, and I enjoyed the process of scrambling up a stack of boxes I built, leaping off the top, and bringing down a powerful blow on a rampaging kimono. You too can wreck some giant monsters on current gen consoles and PC when Wild Hearts releases on February 17th. For years, Like a Dragon Ishin has been the one Yakuza game that Western fans have been unable to get their hands on unless they were willing to import a copy or learn another language so that they can navigate the PlayStation storefront of Japan. It's a Japan exclusive that was released on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 in 2013, but now it's finally making its way to the West this year and has been rebuilt entirely in Unreal Engine 4. Set in the 1860s Kyo, a fictionalized version of Kyoto, Ishin focuses on the fall of the samurai during a turbulent part of Japan's history. Gameplay and combat should feel pretty familiar for returning Yakuza fans. However, there is an absence of using items in the environment like a parking cone when fighting. Make sure you've sharpened your katana because Like a Dragon Ishin will be releasing on February 21st for current and previous gen consoles as well as PC. This month will also see the release of some new hardware in the form of PlayStation VR 2. However, I won't be diving into the specs of that on this video. Instead, we're talking about the biggest game that we'll be releasing for it. Horizon Call of the Mountain is set in the same universe as Aloy's adventures in Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. This time around, players are cast as Reyes, a shadow carja who has been broken out of prison. The game is also not in third person like the mainline games. It's first person and, of course, fully in VR. In our hands-on preview of the headset and the game, Timur Hussein said, quote, "What stood out to me about playing Horizon Call of the Mountain was how it felt like an amalgamation of different kinds of VR gaming experiences we're familiar with. It was part virtual tourism, part climbing sim, part bow and arrow combat game, and a bit of goofing off with object physics all in one. These are all things I've done in various ways plenty of times before, but having it combined into one cohesive experience that looks as good as Horizon Call of the Mountain elevated it all." Horizon Call of the Mountain is releasing exclusively for the PlayStation VR 2 on February 22nd. To celebrate Kirby's 30th anniversary, Nintendo has announced a remake of Kirby's Return to Dreamland. In addition to all of the game's fan-favorite copy abilities returning, the deluxe edition will feature a new copy ability called Mecha. This allows Kirby to take a mechanized appearance and attain all the skills that come with that. The remake will also allow up to 4 players to play both the main game and all the various sub-games locally. Included in these sub-games are a few new titles, as well as popular ones from the original game, such as Samurai Kirby. Relive this Kirby classic exclusively on Switch on February 24th. What game are you most excited to play this February, and are you thinking about picking up a PlayStation VR 2? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.